And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today, as always. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Takes by Fans and be a part of the conversation and come watch live daily, noon Eastern at twitch.tv/takesbyfans or go to takesbyfans.com. Go to the watch tab, very top row. We are live there whenever we are live. So however you decide to watch, just make sure you're watching to get all your sports content you need. Alrighty. Today, Sunday, got games on today, NFL and NBA Finals all on today. Going to talk about it all. We've been talking, Sunday shows. We talk a lot throughout the week. Now let's get everything, our main points, our main focus. Let's say it. Let's say what we predict is going to happen. Get it all out there. So our final closing thoughts on all the games today. We will go through them. We'll also talk NBA. We got Finals Game 3. It's on at 7:30. I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, we're putting Finals games on at 7:30? We've got football all day, 1s, 4s. That's going to end up right around that 7 mark. Then we watch NBA Finals for a little bit. Monday night or Sunday night football starts, and then we've got a dual box it. We got to watch LeBron James go up 3-0 because this Heat team... I'll get into it. We can't spoil anything just quite yet. Before we talk about NFL or NBA, we have to talk about our daily update on COVID, and it's some good news finally. So let's break it right down. We'll start here with the not good news. This is the one piece of not good news. Then we'll get into the other good news. So here we go. Titans having another positive test today. Not the best, not good at all, really. So the soonest that they could reopen their training facilities, remember they've been doing everything virtually. They cannot go in person and conduct anything in their training facility. So the soonest that they could reopen and have everybody in person would be Wednesday now. They have to have 2 consecutive days of clear tests to be able to reopen their training facility. So Wednesday, if they retest on Monday, then Wednesday would be the soonest reopening. If they have a positive test Wednesday, you move that date back. Tennessee's game was already rescheduled for the Steelers this week, and now they may be in jeopardy because they have to go and play Buffalo next Sunday. So if they can't get consecutive positive or negative consecutive clear days of testing before, what would I say, probably Friday. So if they don't have anything clear test consecutive days on that Tuesday, you go 2 days, that's Thursday. You go 2 days on that Wednesday, that's Friday. So probably Wednesday they need to have clear consecutive days of no tests come back positive for COVID for them to be able to even maybe make the trip, because they would have to travel, I believe. So not the best situation in Tennessee, but everything else is looking good. Minnesota, who the Titans just faced last Sunday, have no positive tests. That is huge. That is so huge. That means that the team that had COVID did not transmit it to anybody while playing the game. That's actually pretty amazing that didn't happen. So huge positive news there. Yes, what's going on in Tennessee does suck for them, but everybody else seems to be fine, seems to not be having a mini outbreak so far. So this is the one piece of bad news, but there is multiple other good news. The Vikings is that first piece of good news. Now let's get into some more good news. All New England tests taken this morning came back negative. So everybody is really kind of all good to go. They were just kind of waiting for the Chiefs to get their test back. They all came back negative, so they are good to go as well. So we're looking at Monday night for Chiefs New England. So that's going to be good. Yes, we're not going to get Cam Newton, and we're not going to see how Cam Newton is going to look against the Chiefs. That part is disappointing. But the good news is the game is actually going to get played. So, yes, Brian Hoyer, Jared Stidham, they're going to be quarterback for New England. Hopefully they can kind of maintain some kind of normalcy while Cam Newton's not there. But we're still getting this game kind of on time, just a day later. Yes, we're not getting Cam Newton. That's the bad news. Good news is nobody else in New England has it, so Cam didn't spread it yet. Good news, knock on wood. We just don't get to see Cam versus the Chiefs, which I was definitely looking forward to because I'm big on New England this year. So still another good positive news there. And what's this one? And there was no other positive test this morning around the league, so nobody tested positive this morning. That is very, very, very good news. All games are going to go on as scheduled today, besides obviously Steelers, Titans, and Chiefs, Patriots, but Chiefs Patriots is pushed back till Monday. Tennessee's still figuring out their stuff, and Minnesota is not has no positive tests. So there is some good news. Let's not all just dwell and be like, "Oh man, season's over." Throw our hands up. Well, what were they doing? I knew this was. Like, can we all relax? Oh, I knew this would happen. Blah, blah. Yeah, we get it. Good news to celebrate. Let's see how this Tennessee thing is going to work itself out. Hopefully it does. And, as I've been saying, baseball, when they first started, I'm pretty sure it was the Marlins. I should look this up, but I'm pretty sure it was the Marlins and one other team. They had to cancel some games because of COVID outbreaks early, but now baseball's in the playoffs. So, yes, things are not looking great early on. They are, there is some silver linings and some good news mixed in with the bad news. But, baseball's playing playoffs right now. They had that early scare in the beginning of the season. Football having a little early scare here. It's only week 3, y'all. It's early in the year. Can we all relax a little bit? Football, Roger Goodell, I know he'll do whatever it takes to extend, however long. He'll push the playoffs out so we get this full season. Things are still looking good, though. No need to panic. Don't worry. Games are still being played this week. Games are still being played tomorrow. We're all looking good so far. Let's knock on wood. Obviously, not trying to jinx anything here. Just want to tell you the facts, tell you the good news, tell you the bad news, and let's all just take a deep breath in. Hold it. Now let's relax. All right. Whew. Good on the COVID. We'll have our daily kind of segment here tomorrow when I'm sure there'll be more news about it. Whether positives, negatives, or just rescheduling. So with that being said, we can start talking about some sports finally. All right, here we go. Heat Lakers game 3 today, 7:30. Bam Adebayo, Goran Dragic still both doubtful for today's game. So with that being said, we have to go Lakers here again. They're too big for this Miami Heat. The Heat were never big with Bam Adebayo there, but they were big enough that they could kind of control the game against the Lakers while he's playing. Now that he's gone, we saw what happened in game number 2. Absolute domination by the Lakers. 10-point game and never even got really below 10. It may have dipped to 9 once, but it was a solid 10-point Lakers lead for basically the entire game. They could get a bucket whenever they wanted down low. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard all driving. It doesn't matter who can stop them. Kelly Olynyk, we know he can't. We know he's not beefy. We know he's good at scoring the basketball. He put up 24 points the last game, which is very, very good, but he's not getting the rebounds. He's not playing good defense. He's not bodying anybody down low under the paint. So Lakers, they're going to run away with this game as well. We have to start realistically talking about Lakers sweeping the Heat here. LeBron sweeping in the finals. Has Michael Jordan ever swept in the finals? I don't think he has. So we have to really start kind of respecting the Lakers here, respecting LeBron's legacy, him getting potentially his 4th ring, and him potentially sweeping in a finals, which would be huge for his legacy, huge for his career, huge for his resume for the GOAT. So Heat, I can't give them really any chance. A lot of people have not been stepping up for the Heat. I'm very impressed with Jimmy Butler. He's been very aggressive in these first 2 games, something he hasn't been doing in these playoffs because he didn't need to. Now he does kind of need to. He needs to be the leading scorer. He needs to be the leader on the squad with all these injuries, and he's been doing that in games 1 and 2, so I definitely tip my cap to him. Having a very, very good series on, if we're just doing individuals, players, he's having a very, very good series. Yes, he's down 0-2, which is not good, but we got to see Duncan Robinson, he's got to hit more threes. Him not even going above 10 points in these first 2 games is truly unacceptable, especially with Kelly Olynyk coming in and putting up 24 points last game. Him and Jimmy Butler, I think Jimmy Butler had 25, he had 24, or it was Jimmy Butler with 24 and Kelly Olynyk with 23. But they were right up there, mid-20s, 1 point off from each other, scoring the ball very well. Now we saw Tyler Hero. He had his first start in the starting lineup because Goran Dragic is injured in game number 2. Now, he played good, but he kind of played exactly how he played off the bench. He didn't add anything getting to that starting lineup, so that is a little concerning as well. We need him to step it up a little bit more as well. We also need Andre Iguodala to really kind of start locking it down defensively. He's probably their best defender now since Bam Adebayo is out, so Andre Iguodala, he does need to step it up just a little bit more. We've got to see Myers Leonard. I mean, that man is truly not good at this game, so it sucks. He really shouldn't even be playing. They started him, but they only limited him to 9 minutes, and he had no rebounds, and he had like 7 points. So Myers Leonard, he's not the answer. Maybe with some extra game experience in last game, he can be a little bit more productive this game. I doubt it, but just a lot of too many red flags. Not everybody stepping up for the Heat, which we haven't seen. We've seen everybody 1 through 5 and the bench really step up whenever they got called to play in the playoffs so far through the Eastern Conference. We've saw them really step it up literally every single game, but here we're getting players with like under 10 point scoring through, in the starters, and that's really never happened. So Heat need to step it up. Jimmy Butler needs to, lead it even more than he's already been doing. Duncan Robinson needs to get it together. Kendrick Nunn had a good game in game number 2, so he needs to carry that over for game number 3. But, I mean, if you're looking for offense, it's got to really come from Duncan Robinson. He hasn't put up double-digit points thus far in the playoffs, so he really has to step it up. He's got to get into 20 points plus. He needs to. Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, and Duncan Robinson all need 20-plus points if the Heat even want a chance at winning the game. Then we need Kelly Olynyk with like 15-plus. Then we need kind of Kendrick Nunn in that 20-plus point category as well, because this Heat is going to get a bucket whenever they want. LeBron James, they need a bucket, go drive. Anthony Davis, lob it up to him down low. He'll be good. Dwight Howard, pick and roll with him or just let that man drive. He's going to score. There's nobody to stop this Lakers team. And plus how well the Lakers kind of supporting casts have been playing. KCP averaging 10 plus points a game in this finals. Absolutely fantastic. We saw Rondo have a great scoring outing in game number 2. Kuzma and Danny Green have been splitting, being good with each other, which they've been doing pretty much all year long. So we'll get at least one of them putting up 10 plus points and one putting up like 2 on 2% shooting. Trash. So gonna go the Lakers here. The line is still Lakers minus 9.5, and that's still good. We took that in game number 2, Lakers minus 9.5. It hit, and because they won by 10, and I expect the same outcome here. You don't have Bam Adebayo. I'm sorry, you don't have a chance to win this game, unfortunately. He's too big of a presence down low, and just how big this Lakers team is. Heat haven't faced anybody like this. They're in the East. Lakers are in the West. The West is a little bit more rougher, in my opinion. The Heat, they did face the Bucks, but they didn't go a full game series with a healthy Giannis, and they were still, giving up, 30 points to Giannis still. Just nobody else could really step up. So, like the Lakers here, minus 9.5. They play today at 7:30. Really should be no doubt Lakers win this game. They're hungry. LeBron James and Anthony Davis have been going out of their minds, combining for 60-plus points in the finals. They're doing absolutely everything. We saw Anthony Davis have 8 offensive rebounds alone with only 6 defensive. Come on, folks. Lakers, they destroy the boards. The Heat just have no size advantage, and that's truly killing them here. We're going to go Lakers in the sweep, y'all. We got to keep Lakers sweep alive because 2 very important players for the Heat. One great scorer, one great defender, body down low, both out. Goran Dragic, Bam Adebayo, still out, most likely. Lakers minus 9.5. That's how we're going to play it today. Alrighty, so today is Sunday. Let's just kind of run down what I think is going to happen. We talk about all these games throughout the entire week. We go in depth on some teams and some drives, and really, are we agreeing with the narrative, the Main Street narrative? Are we not? Most likely not. Usually we kind of see things differently than how, Sports Center, ESPN, Fox Sports, they all kind of see things. So let's just run through all these games today. Kind of just get our final thoughts out there, what we think is going to happen, what we've been saying is going to happen, what we've been seeing throughout the week and the last 2 weeks. So before we get into that, let's kind of remind us of our good picks and our power rankings just real quick. Let's go to the power rankings quickly. Buffalo and Tampa Bay, impressive wins last week. Get them into the top 10. Titans move up a little bit with their win last week. They moved from 10 to 8, still slowly climbing, but they're not playing this week, so who cares about them, right? They're positive COVID patients, and we don't want them spoiling our top 10. They're very close. They're not socially distanced in our top 10. Not great. All right, Rams took a little bit of a hit because their loss with Buffalo. That really shouldn't have been a loss. Don't get me started. But the Rams at number 7. Ravens falling from number 3 to number 6 because of their kind of not competitive nature against the Chiefs last week. Patriots moving up, number 5. Steelers at number 4. Their fantastic defense in the second half against the Texans moved them up bigly. Big on the Steelers. Good offense. Probably best defense in the league. We moved them up at 4. Aaron Rodgers is still putting up points and looking fantastic, getting everybody involved. They're a little thin at receiver now. Lazard, who just put up 100 yards receiving last week, is out for a couple of weeks now. So once again, Aaron Rodgers is going to have to find somebody new to throw to this week. Who's it going to be? Chiefs number 2, Seahawks number 1. I mean, we've had Chiefs at number 2, Seahawks at number 1 since the start of the season, and they're still going strong, so liking it all there. Alrighty, now let's refresh our picks. The picks are uploaded onto our website already. Here we go. This is what we think is going to happen this week. Our lock section. Bears +3, absolutely love it. Cowboys -4.5, Rams -13. And then in our 99% guarantee section, we've got Texans -4, Cardinals -3.5, and Tampa Bay -7. Remember, we originally had Patriots +7 in our 99% guarantee section, but with Cam Newton being out, the game getting rescheduled, we took that play off of our parlay, and we put Cardinals -3.5 in its place. I was very unimpressed with Kyler Murray and the Cardinals last week. They kind of shattered me a little bit, so I didn't want to pick the game. But, going through all these games, I've already picked 6. Now I had to go pick a 7th. I choose Cardinals -3.5. I think it's the one of the safer bets, I believe. I just didn't want to trust Kyler Murray in that Arizona offense just quite yet. Alrighty, so here we go. Let's talk about these games. We'll go through them one at a time. Here we go. We'll start Seattle and Miami. Seattle, obviously, Russell Wilson is the better quarterback of these two teams. Do not tell me Ryan Fitzpatrick can keep up with Russell Wilson. Dolphins defense is still pretty good. I'm a big fan of our defense in total. But if we saw Ryan Fitzpatrick last week, he had a good performance for winning the game, but it was kind of a game manager type of game, not airing the ball down the field. He went 18 of 20 for like 170 yards. It's a lot of dink and dunk, folks. So not buying, Ryan Fitzpatrick too much. Usually when we get a good game from Ryan Fitzmagic, we get a stinker, the next game. That's kind of his MO. He'll step up in the big spots. Don't worry about it. He'll step up when he needs to, but if he's still the starter, I mean, we're talking about week 5, 1 o'clock game against Seattle. Seattle's obviously the better team. I like them here. The spread scares me a little bit. I really don't know. I think the Dolphins can be competitive in this game. That's why I'm staying away from betting it. But I think the Seahawks win overall. Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf. Who's going to stop DK Metcalf on the Dolphins? I'm sorry to tell y'all, nobody. No corner is good enough to keep up with DK Metcalf, who should have had 2 touchdowns last week. We saw him, the early celebration. But like the Seahawks here, going to just stay away from the spread. Would love if Miami got the upset, obviously, but I don't think they can. I just don't think our offense can keep up with Russell Wilson's offense. So we'll go Seahawks with the win. Alrighty, moving on. Ravens, Washington. I mean, Ravens coming off of a very, 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 very poor performance when they really could not afford a poor performance. I mean, this was primetime football against basically your biggest rival, the team that Lamar Jackson will be compared to Patrick Mahomes throughout their entire career, and they both just started. So we're talking about 15 plus years right now of every single year, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, comparing them. Who's better? Who's worse? Who's the better thrower? Who's the better runner? Who has the better arm? Who has the better legs? Who has the better team? Who has a better coach? I mean, we're talking about this for the next 15 years, folks. Buckle in, get ready. It's happening. So Ravens here in a must-prove spot. Not even a must-win. They just need to prove themselves. They need to go and put up 50 points, honestly, for people to love them again and kind of forget that stinker that they laid where Lamar Jackson didn't even throw for 100 yards and all that. And this is the perfect team to do it against Washington. We saw Dwayne Haskins. Yeah, he was moving the ball a little bit better last week than he has been throughout the season, but he's still committing the turnovers. Still 3 interceptions. Truly, you cannot throw multiple interceptions and expect to win the game. So Ravens here, I do like them minus 14. I love them to kind of dominate. I think this Ravens defense will not allow Washington to score 1 point. John Harbaugh is going to be a coach that is going to be hammering his team. Hey, no mistakes this week. Don't you fucking dare to think about making a mistake this week because of how you embarrassed me last week against the Chiefs on television. Don't you dare do that to me again. You understand? Talking to all of his players. So love the Ravens here. Love them big. Really going to be no problem. We saw what the Ravens do against poor teams. Browns week 1, Texans week 2. Absolutely demolish them. I mean, we're talking about 33 plus points, and they're winning by 20. So Ravens here, love them here, love them big. We'll take them minus 14. All right, Cleveland, Dallas. I very, 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 very much like Dallas in the spot. Cleveland, they're facing a very good team in Dallas. Do not let the 1-2 record of the Cowboys fool you into thinking they're not the best team or one of the top teams in the NFC. This team is very offensively gifted. They're putting up points. Dak Prescott is playing for a contract. He is currently the leading passer in the NFL with about 1,100 yards. He wants the contract. He wants to get paid. He's going and airing it out. They're at home. Perfect. Now we get the Browns, who we know don't play great against good competition. They're good against kind of the below average teams, which does not make you a good team. And they have Baker Mayfield, who's small and I don't think can see over the line when he's throwing the ball. We also have a Cleveland Browns team that can only win when they're running the ball 25 plus times and not having Baker Mayfield carry the load, throw it 45 plus times and try to win the game. Now, Cleveland is coming into Dallas. Cleveland, they have a lot of stars. Stars know when there's big games. You're going into Dallas, the biggest franchise in the NFL. You're going to play in their home stadium. It's not on primetime television. I do not believe it's a 1 o'clock spot, so that definitely hurts the narrative a little bit, but still, everything else still stands. Dallas will have fans in the stadium. Odell Beckham knows he needs a breakout game. How does Odell Beckham get to a breakout game? Baker Mayfield needs to throw the ball. What happens when Baker Mayfield throws the ball a lot? They're going to lose the game, especially when he's going to try and outduel Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's going to start come out the game strong and start throwing it every down. Now Cleveland's going to try and copy that and try to maintain and keep up with that because the score is going to get out of hand. You cannot run the ball a lot when the score is out of hand. Baker Mayfield's going to try to do too much, get Odell Beckham too much involved because Odell Beckham is going to demand the ball because this is a big stage. This is a game that he can put up some good highlights and keep him relevant in the league. So with all of that being said, Cleveland is going to try to do too much this game. They're going to rely on Baker Mayfield, which is not how you win. And as being part of the Browns organization, you run the ball. You've got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. You run the ball. You please run the ball. So they run the ball to try and win the game, but they're not going to do it here. This game is just too big in general. Dallas at home, fans in the crowds. It's just all going to be too big for Dallas or for Cleveland. They're going to try and keep up. They're not going to be able to because Baker Mayfield cannot be trusted. He's going to try and do too much. Spot's going to get way too big for him. And the Cowboys win by at least a touchdown. So I love them here at the -4 spot. That's why they're in my locks. One of the best bets of the night is Cowboys -4, 4.5. However, you've got it locked up. Looking real good. Love them, love them, love them here. Alrighty, Chargers, Bucks. Absolutely like this pick as well. Part of that's why it's in my 99% guarantee. We get Justin Herbert coming from the West Coast to the East Coast to Tampa Bay. We dissected Justin Herbert these last 2 weeks. We've gone through every single one of his plays from last Sunday. The Chargers have a good running game, and that's all they do. They run the ball, quick little out, quick little pitch off, get the ball quickly out of Justin Herbert's hands into the playmakers of the Chargers, the speed of the Chargers, and it really doesn't work. They only put up 16 points. Yes, they had a ton of turnovers last game. That definitely affected them, but now we get a rookie quarterback who has to go and face potentially the GOAT quarterback who's been getting this team back on track. Yes, Bucks lost week 1, but that was against the Saints, and the Saints were actually still good. They still had Michael Thomas. The Saints may not look good so far since that game, but these are still two good teams, Bucks and Saints. So Don't get too caught up on the Bucs losing game one. They've found, they've figured out their rhythm. They're still good. Tom Brady is still throwing it. He's getting Mike Evans involved, whether it's on the goal line or not. He's still getting that man touches. He's still getting that man touchdowns, making him happy so he can go and be a better wide receiver now that he's getting touchdowns and now he has a successful quarterback. Chargers, Justin Herbert not buying him, has to go on the road in Tampa Bay. Tom Brady back at home. You know what he does when he's cool, comfortable, calm, collected. -7 is when we've locked it in. Like I'm here. Bucs at home against Justin Herbert, who I think will get kind of swallowed up a little bit. Not too worried about the Chargers running game this week because the Bucs have Ndamukong Suh and Jason Pierre-Paul all up front on that line to really help stop the run. Justin Herbert is going to get pressured as well by those two. So like the Bucs here at home against a rookie quarterback, Tom Brady is going to teach this man a lesson. Love the Bucs -7. All right, Cardinals, Panthers. I don't want to even watch this game. The Cardinals made me sick last week. Really, really, really loved them last week, and they let me down bigly at home against the Lions. They let me down? Come on. So don't want to buy them just quite yet. Carolina, they have no weapons anywhere. Teddy Bridgewater is a good quarterback, but he has nobody to go to. Matt Rule, I don't think he's the best head coach. Are they winless, or they got one win somewhere? They might have one win somewhere. I do think they've got one win. I don't think they're 0-3. Right here. Yeah, 1-2. So, not big on Matt Rule just quite yet. Cardinals are obviously the better team. DeAndre Hopkins is playing today, which is a very good sign. But Kyler Murray's thrown 3 interceptions last game. He's not going to throw 3 interceptions again this game, folks. He'll clean it up. So I think the Cardinals will bounce back in this game, but I can't put them, in my picks because they truly let me down last week. So they've got to get that 1-week suspension where we don't talk about them and don't build them up. But we unfortunately had to because of the Patriots, and there's only so many games that I like. So Cardinals -3, I think, is the smartest play of this game, and we'll rock with them. Coming off of a bad loss, Cardinals rebound, and they get the win. All right, here we go. Saints, Lions. Once again, want to stay away from this game. Lions getting a very, very huge win, momentum-building win on the road last week against a top-tier team in the Cardinals. They're going to have a lot of confidence, and now they're at home against the Saints, who still don't have Michael Thomas. And when Drew Brees doesn't have Michael Thomas, for some reason, the man goes insane and doesn't know what he's doing and forgets how to play the quarterback position. I don't get it. They try to feed Alvin Kamara too much. Saints and Cardinals both having the same problem. Cardinals feeding DeAndre Hopkins too much, Saints feeding Alvin Kamara too much. I get they're fun players. I get that they can make plays, but when you target them literally every single time, DeAndre Hopkins having like 15-plus targets, Alvin Kamara having like 15 runs and like 10 targets, I mean, the defense is going to get privy to that and lock it down. They're going to shut it down. What else do you got? How else can you beat me? And the Saints and Drew Brees look around and be like, oh, shit, we actually can't. Michael Thomas is on the sideline injured. Yeah, we've actually can't beat you. You've won. You've checkmated us because we can only go to Alvin Kamara, even though they have Emmanuel Sanders. Get that man 15 targets, please. He's just as good as Michael Thomas. Jeez. Do I have to replace Sean Payton? Don't make me get out there to New Orleans because I'll turn that team around real quick. Throw to Emmanuel Sanders, please, 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 please. So because they haven't been doing that, I want to stay very heavy away from this game. If I had to take it, I think I go with the points here. I think I get Detroit at home coming off of a very good win. +3, I think I take it. But overall, I really don't know how the game's going to shake out, so I stay away from it. But if I had to bet this game, I go with the points here. Give me the 3, and I'll deal with it. Alrighty, here we go. Vikings, Texans. I very, very much like the Texans this week. I was a little kind of spot on my prediction last week. We had the Texans +4 when they were on the road against the Steelers. Really like them. Must-win game for them last week. Even huger must-win game for them this week. They lost by 6 or 7 last week against the Steelers. They put up 0 points in the second half. Vikings defense isn't good at all. Expect the Texans to really kind of come out here and score literally every single quarter. Must-win game. Texans 0-3. Vikings also 0-3, but they're on the road, and Kirk Cousins isn't looking good, and their defense is absolutely abysmal. Whereas the Texans, they've got promising weapons offensively, good running game, good receivers, very, very good quarterback. Coach isn't the best, but hey, you're at home. A must-win game. Give me the Texans here, -3.5, -4. However, you've secured the line. We love the Texans here at home. 0-3, must-win game. Must-win game or kind of Bill O'Brien's fired type of game, in my opinion. Bill O'Brien, Dan Quinn on some big hot seats this week. I expect the Texans to win it big. Vikings can't even win at home. They can't even be competitive at home. Kirk Cousins is an absolute mess without Stephon Diggs. He's trying to go to Adam Thielen, and Adam Thielen is getting locked up as the new number one receiver. So Stephon Diggs definitely, laughing, comparing his situation to the Vikings situation. Love the Texans here, -3.5. Love it, take it, bet it big. Alrighty, Jaguars, Bengals. I mean, two very not great quarterbacks in the league currently, so definitely staying away from this. I mean, who are these players on these teams? I don't even know. Jacksonville, Gardner Minshew got absolutely embarrassed on Thursday Night Football last week against his elder, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and then we get Joe Burrow coming off of a very, very, very good tie. So what's better, an embarrassment or a tie? They're both embarrassments, but which one would you prefer? Don't really know how to call this game really at all. Bengals at home. Jacksonville could get the win. They could. I don't think they do. I think I take the Bengals at home. Kind of a straight up situation, -1.5 for the Bengals. I think we have to go with that. Joe Burrow, I think, has way more upside than Gardner Minshew. They're home. The Minshew magic of week one, where they kind of, Jacksonville fans, I saw them on Twitter kind of celebrating, be like, oh yeah, we still, no, y'all not still good. Y'all are still kind of trash. Y'all just won a game. Congrats, y'all won a game. So I like the Bengals here at home. They'll get their first win. They lost their first two games. Now they tied last week. They're inching their way to a win here, baby. We'll go Bengals here, but it's not going to be a good game. You can't even bet this game because it's so wishy-washy. You really have no idea. It's truly throwing your money and hoping it falls correctly. Bengals here, I think, is the smarter play, but who knows? Maybe Gardner Minshew learned his lesson for not, smack talking. I guess I don't know. We'll go Bengals. All right, Giants, Rams. Giants and the Jets are literally two garbage franchises where you don't even expect them to win a game. Washington, yes, they're good. They've got a good coach. They've got a good culture that is being currently builded. You can't put Washington and the Giants and the Jets in the same category. The Giants and Jets are really, really down below. You can't even see my hands. That's how far I'm going. I'm going like 2 stories down. That's how far my hands are going down. Where, Washington, yeah, they're bad, but, they can still win pretty much any week. Really, if the opponent is right. Whereas the Giants and Jets, they've got no offensive pieces. They have no defensive pieces. Giants quarterback is a ton worse than the Jets quarterback is, but the Jets coach is a ton worse than the Giants coach is. So it's really a lose-lose situation on this Giants-Jets teams. They're truly both awful. They will not win another game if they have a win already. I don't think they do. None of these teams have wins. They will both go 0-16. That's how poor both these teams are. So Rams -13.5, coming off of a very, very annoying loss that they know they shouldn't have lost. They're going to come out here this game and absolutely obliterate this horrible garbage Giants team. -13.5. I take it all the way up to -50, honestly. Give me that. What's the spread on -50 in this Giants game here? Giants, Rams. Can we get this? Give me Rams -50. Rams -50. We can only go up to 26.5. So take that. Rams -26.5. You put $500 on this, you're looking at $2,800. Oh yeah, go and do that. That's a very safe bet. Rams -26.5. Giants won't even get out of their own 20-yard line, y'all. They will not have a first down in this game. This Giants team is so trash. Super trash. Rams win it big. They win by 26.5, y'all. Bet it. They win 38-0. If I could bet it all the way up to 56, I would say they win 56-0. But unfortunately, we can't because Vegas knows they would lose all their money if they offered Rams -50. Vegas knows that everybody would bet that, and they would lose a ton of money. So going to Rams, very, very big here. -13.5 is literally like -1.5 compared in the game. So we'll take the Rams there. Colts Bears, I think this is the best bet of the week. Bears with Nick Foles' newfound confidence. They were already 3-0 with Mitch Trubisky, the defense, leading this team. Now they're truly inspired with Nick Foles coming back and winning the game. Allen Robinson is thankful that Nick Foles is now his quarterback. Bears at home. Colts coming off 2 easy wins where they really had to do nothing. And overconfident Phillip Rivers coming on the road here. I love the Bears. And you're giving me them 3 points. What is going on? I honestly could not believe it. We guessed it when we were predicting the lines. We said Bears -3, but then we learned it was Bears +3. That's a 6-point turnaround in total. Colts overconfident, feeling themselves when they beat garbage teams. They faced the defenseless Vikings at home, and then they faced the worst franchise I think I've ever seen in a sporting organization in the Jets last week, once again at home. Now they're on the road. Phillip Rivers is overconfident. Their offense is okay. Their defense is all right. But this Bears team with Nick Foles' newfound life here, looking to go 4-0 at home. Matt Nagy finally has a quarterback that isn't going to restrict him to throwing 5-yard screens literally every play. We're going to go Bears here. Bet this, bet this, bet this, bet this, bet this big. Bears, best bet of the week. Bears +3. You're giving me them 3 points. Come on, they not lose by 3. Knock on wood, obviously. Bears win it big. We'll take them +7. I think they win by 7, to be honest. Bears win it. Colts, they're overconfident. They haven't shown us anything. They face garbage teams last 2 weeks. Bears coming out to upset the Atlanta by putting Nick Foles in for Mitch Trubisky. Nick Foles, full week of practice. We weren't very big on his accuracy from last game, but he was thrown in there late in the third quarter. He's going to have the full week of practice with the ones this week. He'll shore up the accuracy a little bit. Bears win this one. Nick Foles leading this Bears team to 4-0. Bills, Raiders, all right. A lot has been said about Josh Allen this past week, and I agree with most of it. But can we all relax a little bit? The first 2 years, he was turning the ball over a ton, fumbles and interceptions. Now, week 1 this week, he fumbled the ball twice. He kind of cleaned it up week two with no turnovers. Last week, the interception really wasn't an interception, so I'll give him the break. But last week, he also fumbled the ball. Aaron Donald bringing the pressure. He's still fumble prone. So let's not get ahead of ourselves with Josh Allen. He's a good talent. Don't get me wrong. The arm is good. The accuracy is a little shoddy on the deep ball sometimes. But overall, yes, this Bills team is good. Josh Allen's good. Their defense is very, very good. Josh Allen has Stephon Diggs and Devin Singletary in the backfield. Their offense is good. They've got good pieces, but they're on the road against the Raiders here. Raiders getting, a little sucker punch last week, kind of brought back down to earth. You're not as good as everybody was making you out to be. You weren't as good as that 2-0 record. You were, flashing around, on Monday Night Football in your new home stadium. You're not as good as you thought you were, getting smacked by the Patriots last week. But I'm not ready to buy in fully to Josh Allen. Yes, I think he's good, but he still will turn over the ball. Here, he's on the road, out of his comfort zone, all the way in Las Vegas from Buffalo. East traveling to West. Raiders, their offense, I don't know how I feel about the Raiders just quite yet. I don't think I buy Derek Carr. I don't think I buy this kind of offense that was really kind of heavily reliant on a tight end 2 weeks ago, but then he got kind of shut down last week against the Patriots. Now, what's your offensive identity? You went from 30 points to only 20 points last week. I don't know how to call this game. I think I'm more comfortable taking the Bills and the Bills -3 because I think I get the better quarterback and I think I get the way better defense. I think the Raiders defense is very not good, so that is definitely going to help Josh Allen even more. We're going to go Bills here. Not in one of my favorite picks because they have to travel to the West Coast, but we still like Buffalo here. Buffalo -3 I think is the smarter play. All right, Eagles 49ers. Not looking like Garoppolo and Mostert are going to play today. So we got the backups of the 49ers are still 8.5-point favorites over this kind of, Eagles team where Carson Wentz is throwing interceptions. I'm staying the hell away from this game. I have no idea how this game's going to turn out. I know the 49ers just absolutely demolished their second team. The 49ers second team absolutely demolished the Giants last week, but that's the Giants, y'all. That's how trash they are. They can't even beat the second squad offense for the 49ers. Eagles, a lot of pressure on this. This is kind of a do or die. They're still in the division, to be honest. Can you believe it? 0-3, still kind of in competition with the NFC East, because Washington and Dallas are both 1-2. So a must-win spot here for the Eagles. 49ers at home. Sunday Night Football. How is this game going to shake out? I truly have no idea. But we'll go. We probably got to take the points. 8.5 points against the second offense of the 49ers. Carson Wentz knows he's got to step it up. Does he? Probably not, but give me 8.5 and I'll ride with it. I don't like the Eagles at all. I don't like their offense. I don't like their defense. I don't think they're that good, but this is a do-or-die situation. Usually Doug Peterson in do-or-die situations is pretty good. He's a good coach. He just has to kind of, get Carson Wentz in this good mindset. How much longer does Carson Wentz have as the starting quarterback? The Eagles, they took Jalen Hurts. I don't like Jalen Hurts personally. I don't think he's a good quarterback at all, but the Eagles saw something in him. They draft him. They might make the switch. Do they? They could. I don't know. When do they make it? When don't they make it? Give me the 8.5, I think. I stay away from it, but if I have to bet it, give me the points. Alrighty, and 2 Monday night games because the Chiefs and Patriots getting postponed. All right, once again, stay away from this game. Chiefs at home and no Cam Newton. Now the 11 points is looking really spectacular. Originally, we loved the Patriots +7, but now with Cam Newton being out, he's 4 points. Vegas is valuing Cam Newton as a 4-point quarterback. I mean, that's absolutely fantastic. That's, I don't know. I don't know what Patrick Mahomes would get, but if Cam Newton's getting 4, that's truly spectacular. That's special. So, Chiefs, Patriots, gonna stay away from it because no Cam Newton. Not trusting Jarrett Stidham. I trust Bill Belichick to kind of shut it down defensively for the Chiefs, but Chiefs are gonna have a lot of momentum knowing they don't have to go against Cam Newton, so their defense is pretty much just gonna blitz the hell out of Jarrett Stidham or Brian Hoyer, making their lives absolutely miserable. So, we'll probably take the Chiefs -11. Gonna stay away from it. Last second change at quarterback for the Patriots is never good. Chiefs still looking good. This would have been a good test for the Chiefs and Patriots both combined, but now that Cam Newton's out, this game isn't going to be as competitive as it would have been. Going to stay away from it. And then that brings us to Falcons-Packers. We are in love with Aaron Rodgers here at Takes by Fans. They are our number 3 team. In our power rankings, Aaron Rodgers has been showing why he's an MVP candidate these last 2 weeks, or these last 3 weeks. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's getting it done literally with somebody different every single week. Devontae Adams week 1, Aaron Jones week 2, Lazard week 3. Who do they go to this week? I don't know. Offense is looking a little thinner. They might have to bring out all the stops here. Atlanta, their offense is still good. Yes, they're blowing leads, but do not let that cloud your judgment too much. The offense is still explosive. Dan Quinn fighting for his head coaching job. He's on the hot seat. I believe if they lose this week, if they lose bad this week, if they blow another big lead, he's out. You just have to get rid of the funk, and unfortunately Dan Quinn is literally the only last surviving piece of that Super Bowl blowout in terms of coaches that they would just have to kind of get rid of him. Unfortunate. 2 big leads blown this year already in 3 games, so you do the math there at the percentage wise. But I still like this Falcons offense. Give me the +7 there. I'll take them. They won't blow the lead. I mean, them blowing leads is actually helping us as bettors, because Falcons are actually getting a lot of points now. Remember, they got +5 against Dallas? We took that. They covered. Now they're getting +7 here. Absolutely love them. Absolutely like it. Falcons +7. Yes, they're on the road, but this is Monday Night Football. Primetime game. Must-win game for Dan Quinn and his squad. Packers offense is a little sketchy to me, a little bit. Lazard being out. I'll take the Falcons +7. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tough. It's going to be fun to watch, because if they blow the lead, that's entertaining still, and it's going to be fun on Twitter. But Dan Quinn will be fired on Monday or on Tuesday if that happens. Alrighty, so that is it basically for today. We like the Lakers. We like them big. No Bam Adebayo. No Goran Dragic. Lakers go up 3-0 tonight. We love all of our picks. Whenever you want to check out what we're thinking about the games, NBA, NFL, go to our daily picks, takesbyfans.com. Go to the daily picks category, click on whatever date it is, and you'll get our picks. So we love the Bears +3. I think that's the best bet of the night. Second best bet of the night is Cowboys -4.5. Love it, love it, love this 2-teamer right here. I would just put my entire life savings on this, to be honest. Rams minus 13. It should happen. Rams are the better team. It's just a lot of points to give up. Texans minus 4 I think is a good, decent play as well. Texans must-win game this week. I said that last week, and they lost. But now they're at home, and they got a worse. They're facing a worse defense than they did last week. So we'll take them the minus the 4. And y'all know Cardinals minus 3.5. Didn't really want to take them, but I was kind of forced to. And Tampa Bay, Tom against a rookie quarterback who's traveling from the West Coast to the East Coast. And we'll take Tom Brady minus 7. Alrighty, that is going to do it for us today. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'll be live tweeting throughout the games, throughout the day, kind of going where we're right and where we were wrong. Tomorrow, we will be back noon Eastern, our regular time. I know we did 11 o'clock today, but we had to shore up the show a little bit earlier than I usually plan to. So tomorrow, we are back in our regularly scheduled time at noon Eastern. Twitch.tv/takesbyfans, takesbyfans.com, watch tab. Here it is, y'all. Takesbyfans.com, watch at the top. I know my camera is blocking it, but it's right at the top, y'all. Right at the top, big black letters. Watch whenever we are live on Twitch. We are live on the site. Look at us live right now doing this. Look at, we're going to get this kind of Matrix infinite portal where we just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. It never ends. We are live. We are live on the site, noon Eastern, every single day. Alrighty, so hopefully I was able to kind of, move you in the right direction, kind of agree or maybe even disagree with you, saving you from a bet or confirming your bet. We're about an hour and 15 from kickoff. Let's make sure there was no more COVID positive information that we need to get to. Here we go. Vikings rapid test came back negative. They're all good. We've known that. I think I saw that Monday Night Football has officially been playing Monday night. Yes, they are officially playing Monday. We kind of saw it in the bets. We saw they were scheduled for Monday, so now it is confirmed. But it looks like no other big COVID news, so yeah, we'll get out of here while we're still good. Twitch.tv/takesbyfans. We are live there daily, noon Eastern. Come out, come watch, get your sports content. Alrighty, we will see you all tomorrow, noon Eastern. See you guys.